Welcome to our Sunday specials. Members of the Islamic movement in Nigeria are still counting the cost of the December 2015 clash with the military in Zaria. For now, they bask in the euphoria of the eventual release of their leader, Sheik El-Zakzaky, and his wife, Zinat. But other residents of Zaria, which is the main base of the Shiites in Nigeria, want the government to closely monitor the activities of this group and ensure it remains peaceful. Well, TVC News correspondent in Kaduna State, Lupe Asum, visited Zaria, where it all began in 2015.
The recent troubles and travails of the Islamic movement in Nigeria started in this ancient northern city, Zaria. This town has been the headquarters of Sheik El-Zakzaky's Shiite followers for years. The story changed on the 12th of December 2015. Many people were gunned down and properties destroyed when the convoy of the Chief of Army Staff was prevented from moving.
The life of the Chief of Army Staff was under serious threat, and they had no other option than to force their way through the blockade, including the use of lethal weapons. That is allowed within the rules of engagement. As if that was not enough, as it was moving through, they are mobilizing in the hundreds.
The Husainiya Mosque is the spiritual cradle of the Shiites in Nigeria. But this sacred place was destroyed in the violence that was unleashed after the earlier clash with General Buratai and his men.
They destroyed everybody that was in the building about 2 p.m. in the night. The survivors were very few. And at the same time, they went to the Sheikh house and attacked those of us who were there, shelling the house, which the two different vicinities, killing people there. Those that we have their own corpses and we know of actually that they were killed, and those that we cannot ascertain whether they are killed or they were in their hands is about 1,000.
Now, where the mosque once stood is a playing field placed under government's control. The house of Sheik El-Zakzaky, located in Zaria, was also attacked and brought to the ground. 3 of his children were killed in the process. This is where Sheik El-Zakzaky's house was situated in Zaria, and it's on record that hundreds of lives were destroyed here during the 2015 incidents between the Nigerian army and members of the Islamic movement of Nigeria. The federal government and Kaduna state government has proscribed the group, describing them as an enemy to the Nigerian state, but they insist that they have been peaceful and law-abiding citizens. People living in Zaria, especially those who witnessed firsthand the beginning of what became 6 years of struggle and demand for justice, say so much changed around here.
Their activities is not quite impressive because sometimes if they come out for muzahara, that is what they call as riots or any of their program, they used to block roads, and there will be no smooth movement of traffic.
The Shiites don't recognize any constituted authority. They don't recognize any government, talk less of police, so they don't apply for police authority. So we find it very difficult whenever we have any case with them, because when they are invited, they don't usually come.
Sheikh Abdul Hamid Bello is a Zaria-based Islamic cleric and member of the IMN. He says, contrary to claims of not being peaceful, the main agenda of the IMN has always been to create a society that upholds truth, peace, and justice.
So we are a movement trying to bring sanity in our society. And if you really see, you can understand that who are the cause of this sanity is the government, those in authority. That's why they may always fight back and saying that we are not recognizing the authority or those in authority, because that is where the source of all the problems. So we used to attack that problem that is against humanity and is against the teaching of our religion.
The High Court in Kaduna State on the 28th of July discharged and acquitted the IMN leader, after he was found not guilty of charges brought against him by the Kaduna state government. El-Zakzaky and his wife Zina were tried on an 8-count charge bordering on alleged culpable homicide, unlawful assembly, disruption of public peace, among others.
The court entered a defense of discharge and acquittal for Zakzaky and his wife. The court was emphatic in holding that there is no charge, that there should not have been a charge against Zakzaky and the wife in the first place. That none of those events of December 12, 2015 can be attributable or can be attributed to the defendants as granting an offense upon which they can't be arraigned and tried in court.
The trial went on for 4 years, and each day there was a sitting. Roads were blocked by fierce-looking security operatives, and socio-economic activities around the court premises were impeded. The freedom of the IMN leader is cheering news to the Shiite members who held countless protests in Zaria, Kaduna, Kano State and the federal capital city to pile pressure on the government and demand the release of their leader despite the ban on their activities.
We are very, very sure that this is what is going to happen, because the Sheikh has not committed anything. The Sheikh has not committed, but still we are happy that what was in dark has come to light. Prior to the vindication of the Sheikh, there were some members that were also tried in the court for the same charges, 2 sets by different courts, by different judges. They received the same type of judgment.
And now we are celebrating of this thing. We are very happy every day. It's not only this, Nigeria, Mala is for all the world.
We all here, we are the under member of Sheik El-Zakzaky. We are in happy to come in his house.
SHEHU is a 33-year-old member of the IMN. He was among those arrested in December 2015 for blocking the convoy of the army chief. After spending 3 years in Kaduna Correctional Facility, the court found him to be innocent and he was freed.
Then me, I'm the place where they do that place. Then we arrest me, I'm go prison, Kaduna prison, 3 years. The charges is about where the charges Sheik El-Zakzaky say we are block the roads, then we kill some Yakubu and Kaduna. That is all the same charges. And this is wrong, but it's lie.
But Zaria residents who do not belong to the IMN are however indifferent towards the release of El-Zakzaky. They want the government to closely monitor activities of the sect going forward.
I'm not part of them really, and I can't really, I would not say I'm happy or I'm not happy. But we hope what happened before would never repeat itself. And we are calling for government that anytime there is muzahara, they should make sure that they guide their activities and they make sure that they did not affect the activities of others.
The Kaduna State Director of Public Prosecution, Darius Bayero, and his team is also not satisfied with the ruling of the High Court, which upheld the no-case submission filed by the counsel to the IMN.
We will respect the judicial, we will respect his decision, but then the decision is not the final decision. The final decision rests to the appellate court, and we'll go to the appellate court and test it as soon as possible.
A fresh 7-count charge has been filed at the Federal High Court against El-Zakzaky. They border on terrorism and treasonable felony against the state and the federal government. But members of the sect see this move as an attempt to intimidate them and continue to harass their leader.
Filing new charges or appealing the case is not going to disturb us. The previous 2 cases, they appealed, the Kaduna State government appealed, but they failed. So this same one, actually, even if they appeal, they are going to fail.
Meanwhile, Zaria town is calm and residents are going about their normal activities. They hope the Kaduna State government and Islamic movement in Nigeria will settle their scores soon and possibly prevent an already bad situation from becoming worse. Lupe Asom, TVC News, Zaria.